So now what I'm going to do is we're going to have a little look at how your body protects yourself from, for example, a virus that comes in, or it could be a bacteria or something like that, which is a pathogen and that is invading into your body. And here's the nasty little pathogen here, right?
Wait,
Grr. And
that
that
looks like a that looks like a prokaryote.
does it.
Yeah, because it's in germ.
Because it's a germ. Well, yes. Well, that's interesting because yes, prokaryotes, I suppose, could be bacteria. So yeah. But this one anyway could be anything, Alv, all right? It could be anything. And it's come into the blood like this, and it's traveling in your blood. And the question is, how do we defend ourselves against it? Well, we've got something in our blood called white
Blood
blood.
cell.
Very good. White blood cells. And they're of two sorts. One sort they are called phagocytes or phagocytes. Okay.
Phagocytes. I heard it's phagocytes of when you was teaching.
Okay. Well, phagocytes are like this. They're big. They've got a nucleus like that. And what they do, if they
They
see
have a big
something,
nucleus.
yeah, they see something like this
So
that
it's
is,
definitely not a eukaryote.
no, it's a cell. Yeah, just a cell within our body, a white blood cell. Okay. So
Hmm.
this phagocyte, if it sees an invading thing like that, what it will do is it will stretch up and it will engulf the bacteria. It will come around like this, first of all. So it engulfs the bacteria here. Um, Let me just get rid of that bit.
It
So
looks
that's there
like
it
a
goes.
tooth.
Looks like a tooth. So it does that, yeah. And
Yeah.
then after that, guess what happens next?
It opens.
No, it completely surrounds the virus like that. It completely surrounds it. And then what it will do is it will pump loads of nasty chemicals to kill it. All right, that's how phagocytes work. They engulf the bacterium or whatever it is, and then they will dissolve it with chemicals. So it's like, yeah, I'm dying from chemicals and
Dissolve
nasty things.
means dissolve
Dissolves
means
means break
destroy.
it up into tiny little bits. All
Wait, so
right.
like you mean in 100 pieces?
Yeah. So that's how phagocytes kill things. And phagocytes are an example of white blood cells. Are you happy with that?
Yeah,
So what are they called again?
phagocytes.
Phagocytes. Now, another type is called lymphocytes.
Lymphocytes and phagocytes. Wait,
Very
say
good,
it
mate.
away. Lymphocytes, phagocytes, lymphocytes, phagocytes.
They do. They do, Tiger. And what happens is if you've got, say, for example, a bacterium coming like this, coming in, and you've got a
That's teeny tiny.
lymphocyte. Now you've got to concentrate for this because it's difficult, all right? And here you've got a lymphocyte, which is a bit smaller. This lymphocyte will produce things called antibodies, which are a little bit like this. They're shaped a little bit like this, yeah?
Yeah.
To get the idea. Now this particular one has got one of those on the end like that, all right? And
Mm.
what it does is it can recognize that bacteria. So this particular lymphocyte here happens to produce one of these things called an antibody, which locks onto this bacterium. So the key word here is antibody. How'd you say that?
Antibody,
Antibody. And the lymphocyte produces antibody. What does the lymphocyte produce?
antibody.
Yeah, now here's the bacterium again, or whatever it is. The invading pathogen doesn't have to be a bacterium.
It's
Still looking
it's
not very
accurately
happy.
called a hepatocyte or something.
It's a pathogen, isn't it? And
Pathogen,
it's
yeah.
and it's got all these antibodies on it. Now, Why is that important? Well, it's important because these antibodies make loads of these pathogens stick together, and that's called clumping. What's it called?
Lumping.
Clumping. And so
It's
you
like
get,
attaching something to. It's like attaching a plunger on somebody's head.
it's exactly like that, my man. And if you imagine sticking lots of plungers on lots of people's heads and pulling them all together like that, then that's what this clumping process is. And then guess what? The pathogen, the phagocyte, can come along. Well, here it comes with its big
And
old
then
jaws.
and then it covers it and then puts the chemicals in and dissolves it.
Absolutely. And so, really, they work hand in hand. The lymphocytes say, here's the one we want you to get. It's the one with antibodies on it. And the pathogens eat it. What
Yes,
these,
yeah, but
yeah,
what you actually mean is kill it
yeah, they kill it. Um,
or
Now,
demolish it.
these lymphocytes don't just do that, though. They produce something called antitoxins. Now, that's not like your anti in Nigeria. That's like an anti. Anti means opposite. It means going against, all right?
Wait, does it? Does that mean? Does that? Wait, does that antitox antitoxin sound a bit like antitoxic?
Well, yes, antitoxic it is as well. They and basically they destroy all the toxins, all the nasty things that make you feel ill, and those poisons put into your blood by the phagocyte that comes in. So lymphocytes will produce antibodies, and they'll also produce antitoxins like that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So to recap then from the first lesson and this one, we've got bear with me. We've got four types of pathogen. Do you remember what they were?
Virus.
Good.
Um. Um. So.
Bacteria,
Bacteria. Yeah. Flu.
protists, and fungi. Okay.
Fungi.
And you get all those diseases caused by those pathogens.
Yeah.
And when those pathogens come into our body, once they've got past like the nasal hairs and the mucus and stuff, and they've actually got into your blood, then you're in trouble. But luckily,
Yeah,
we've got
because then you're almost going to like.
you're going to be sick, aren't you? They're going to
Yeah.
multiply. So what
Yeah.
our white blood cells do is destroy them. Now, there are two types of white blood cells. Can you remember what they are?
Hmm. Um. Well, I do remember what they begin with. They begin with an I and a P.
No, one begins with fa,
Phagocyte,
phagocyte, and the other begins with
lymphocyte.
phagocytes and lymphocytes. And what do the phagocytes do?
The phagocytes cover it up
Engulf, yes.
and then dissolve it.
Fantastic. And what do the lymphocytes do? What do they
They
make?
they make these anti things.
Antibodies.
The anti they make these antibodies. They stick it on the bacteria,
Yeah,
and then the phagocytes see it, and then they dissolve it.
absolutely. And they can cause clumping, can't they, as well?
Yeah,
Brilliant.
it's like
Alvin,
sticking a plunger.
Alvin, considering you're ill and you've had 2 days off school because of a nasty flu thingy, I think you've done really well. Thanks, matey.
Fine.
Bye.